The test is going on.
Yes. Anyone, those who wish to speak can speak. Don't think about your friends. Your friends will not really kid you because you are not near to them. Maybe later they'll call you and talk to you. You can speak up here. Anyone? There are 83. Anyone from 83?
Last class we saw about prefabricated concrete structure, like how they are done and what is the advantage of that over on-site concreting.
Okay. Good, Sharon. Yes, good. Next, anyone? Yes. Okay, let's not talk about the subject. How about your other subjects going on? For that also no reply. Is anyone? These 2 minutes are open to you. You can talk about anything. Anyone who wish to speak can speak.
It's going fine, ma'am.
Fine.
பொய் சொல்றானா
பொய் சொல்றானா? It is boring, huh?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Either the subjects are boring or
Yes, ma'am.
your vacation period is boring.
ரெண்டும் தான்.
No, very good.
It's online class is boring.
Online class is boring. You're not comfortable with this online class.
No, ma'am.
Okay. Both the faculties and the students are not comfortable with this online class. But what to do? We have to move on with the next semester. We should not waste this time. That's the reason we are into this mobiles and laptops. It's really hectic, no, to be in laptop and mobile.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Take care of your eyes properly.
ma'am.
Don't sit on keeping with your mobiles always. Take care of your eyes. Regularly wash it. Do some exercise. Minimize your usage of mobiles other than the online classes. Just try to minimize the usage. That's all you can do to take care of your eyes. Okay, we shall start with today's class. Okay, is my screen visible?
ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. And yesterday we saw about the different types of prefabrication. Only about the large panel prefabrication system we are going in detail. Remaining thing we'll be seeing in the forthcoming slides. For this, one second. Okay. Large panel systems based upon 3 types. One is exterior walls. Kindly bear with this sound, no? Like I am this apartments in my neighborhood. There's a small baby. It's crying and like it's the sound is really annoying. Please bear with me. This exterior walls. There are about 3 types of large panel system. One is exterior walls, one is interior walls, and is longitudinal wall system. We'll see about each. Based upon the exterior walls, they are mainly designed for 1 to 2 storied heights. Story is nothing but floor. I mean, 1 floor, ground floor. I mean, this is the first floor. This is the second floor. This is the third floor. This is called as story. 1 to 2 storied heights, these walls are designed. The width carries from 1 to 2 rooms width. Panels may have openings for windows, doors, or any other extra openings if you want. Those things can be designed in the factory itself. These panels can be single layered or multi-layered. Single layered means it will be a very solid one. it will be completely closed in the mid. If it is going to be sandwiched, then you will be having a gap over here. That may be either gap or any cooling material or insulating material you can have in between, so that it may reduce the noise or the heat. Depending upon the locality, you can choose that type of sandwiched layers. In single or solid panels, materials used must have insulating properties and satisfy the structural requirements. Sandwich panels, it consists of 2 or 3 layers in which the thickness, depending upon the property of the materials that are used, the climatic conditions, all those are taken into consideration when you people go for sandwich panels. And the next is about the interior walls. The interior walls, it may be either load bearing or non-load bearing. If it is going to be load bearing, then you can go for either a heavy or lightweight material, or you can incorporate silica into your concrete or cellular type of different types of concrete you can incorporate. If you're going for non-bearing, if your wall is not going to bear the load, then you can just have it as a filler using gypsum or slag concrete. This can be used for preparation of non-load bearing interior walls. The dimension of each panel will depend upon the location and room sizes and height of the corresponding story. Depending upon the story height, your building height, I mean your vertical height of your room, and also the size of the room. Maybe if you're constructing a single house, consider this is a single house where you have 2 different rooms. This is one big room here and this is one small room here. Okay, then the size of this wall will not be equal. This both sides also will not be equal. This is room number 1. Kindly mute yourself. Thank you. This is going to be your room 1. This is going to be your room 2. The size of the interior walls will not be same. This is your exterior wall. This outer is going to be your exterior wall. This interior walls will not be same. So depending upon the need of the plan or the need of the room sizes, you are going to cast that in the factory itself. Large panel system, floor slabs. Generally, RCC floors of reinforced concrete slabs are going to be done. Dimension, it depends upon the floor area of the building. Your neighborhood area, that it may be of small floor size, where their requirement of floor area will be less. But when you're constructing a large house, where your floor area, entire floor area will be to the maximum size, so you'll be going for the designing of bigger slab. There is a floor slab. Generally, you call this floor as slabs. Maybe solid or sandwich type. The large panel systems, you have 2 different type of classifications. Also, the maximum roof, it can go up to 12 meters in case of your industrial buildings. With the weight of the large panel system, this should be in the range of 1.5 to 1.75 tons. Large panel, like you are going to lift the entire, this is your slab. You are going to lift this entire slab at a stretch using your hoist. That is lifting equipment. You are going to lift it and you are going to place it into your building. That's the reason you go for this. That time when you are carrying this particular slab or your roof, that load, it should not exceed 1.7 tons. It should not be less than 1.5 also. It can be in this range. You can just lift it. The cross wall system, the cross walls are load bearing and the facade or the longitudinal walls are non-load bearing. Consider your cross walls are load bearing and the longitudinal area vice versa. This case of longitudinal wall system, your cross walls are non-load bearing and the longitudinal walls are load bearing. You'll see this. This is what I told. This is going to be your single slab or your floor. This you are going to place it over this region. Okay, over this region you are going to place it. Your vertical members are done, your columns are done, your walls are done, and your walls with slits, that is openings, window openings, door openings, everything is done. Over that you are going to fix this roof slab. For this you are just lifting it, you are going to place it, which means you are going to close the entire structure. Next is frame structure. Frame structure, elements are linear, beam and columns are prefabricated, corbels will be provided in the columns, and that is additional supports will be provided in the columns and beams that will be rested on the corbels as hinged supports, hinged joints. Later, these joints are filled with concrete at the side. We'll be seeing all this in details. This is the framed structure panel. Here, either you may have this complete as a prefabricated structure, and this you can simply connect it with it. Can you see? This is a single unit. This column is a single unit. That is the frame system, which means your entire outer structure is going to be your frame, which means your skeletal structure. This will be your frame. This vertical thing you fix it, then you go for your horizontal placing of your slabs or your beams or your roofs. This is the frame system. The frame system, you have the RC column, you have the RC footings. This is the column. Can you see? This is the footings. Sorry, it's not working actually. Okay. And this is going to be your slabs. This is going to be your beams. This is going to be your walls. This region is the walls. All these types you will be doing in the framed system. Next is lift slab system. What is meant by lift slab system? When you're going for a uniform structure, your from the ground floor till the top floor, it is going to be a typical structure. Typical means the first floor you have only one room, one kitchen. The same plan is going to replicate in your second floor. That is going to be typical throughout your structure. That time you can have this number of slabs. The thing is, the concept over this is you place all the slabs in the ground floor. You can place it one over the other. After placing it, then you can lift the top. You'll have some layers. 1, 2, 3, 4. You'll have it. This first one you can lift it. Over that you can lift the second one to the below corresponding it. You can lift the third one to this. Likewise, you can lift one beyond the next. Partial precast in plant or pillars. Partially precast on slabs. One or more storied. For multiple storied, you can go by this way. Up to 30 storied height construction, this lift slab technique is highly suitable. Specially designed joints and temporary joints. Slabs are cast on the ground. We'll see this. You have 8 pictures here. First one is pillars and the first packages. Example, 5 pieces of slabs are prepared at the ground level. You have 5 pieces of slabs over here. Now you are lifting the topmost slab alone. You are lifting. This is you take it up, and meanwhile you take the second one here. You take the third one. Simultaneously, you are lifting the top as well as the following corresponding slabs. You are going to lift it. Wall panel connected to in situ concrete. Now you see this is your footing. You can see this is your footing. This is your floor level. You have already casted this. Now you are going to place this wall here. That time what you will do, you need some bond between this footing and the your wall. That reason there will be some reinforcements provided in between. That is, there will be some, as you already saw in that hollow block construction, you will be having some reinforcing bar. Over that you will place your wall. Place your blocks. Typically, you will have a footing here. Over that you have the reinforcements here. Over that you place your wall, and you just make it as a capsule. You just tighten it, and there will be some provision for you to just tighten it using nuts and bolts. And in this case, you can see this is a beam, whereas this is a beam, and this is a column. Now, how are you going to fix it? There are other types of fixing through reinforcement gauges or anchoring type. One will be inserted and the other, like you're going to fix one over the other. While placing this slab itself or slab or beam itself, you should make sure that this hook will be provided inside the beam. You should make sure that this is coming and fitting into the column. That things should be ensured at the work site. And this is a footing slab. It is already done, cast in situ. And this, you are going to bring this precast column and you are going to place it here. How are you going to place it? The other type is you have a whole like provision here over which you already have this reinforcement dowel projecting. Over that you are going to place this column. You have some hole here over which you can grout it, which means you can pour your cement slurry over it to provide a bond between this reinforcing bar, this foundation, as well as this column. You're going to bond everything together. That is the reason you can pour cement grout into this. And this is, we'll see about column to column. We already saw about footing to wall and slab to beam, foundation to column. Now we'll be seeing column to column connection. This is already done. This is already in the site. Now we are going to place another thing here. Here is a square type of shims called as steel plates. You are going to place it over that. Again, you will place this column. This is the inner view. That is, this will not be shown now. This is the inner view, like how the reinforcement will be looking. Actually, this is the outermost view that you will be seeing. It will be in this shape. Can you see this? Are you all along with me?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
Okay.
Yes,
It will
ma'am.
be in this.
Yes,
Thank
ma'am.
you. Thank you. It will be in this shape, provided that there are hooks over here. You can tight it using your nuts and bolts. You can firmly firmly fix this top column with the bottom column. This both you can fix it using this nuts and bolts provided here. And you have this spacing exposed. In order, like as it is reinforcement, it is a steel materials, like this nuts and bolts are made up of steel, so it should not get corroded. You tightly pack this with the cement slurry. You pack it with the grouts. You are done with this. Your entire structure is going to be uniform when you see from outside. And this is wall to slab connection. See, this is your wall. This is your slab. This is your beam. This both are connected. Now you are going to bring this entire unit here and fix it here in this particular area. Wall to slab connection. This type of slab you can bring it and fix it here. You can see you have the indentation to the inner side. You have some indentation where you can place this over, place this slab over here. Precast concrete structure consisting of solid wall panels and hollow core slabs. And the main equipments we use here are the mobile cranes and the tower cranes. Mobile cranes are nothing but you have a trailer type or tractor type over which you have some folded thing. You have some folder type of cranes. You can open that. From the machinery, you can lift it and place it at the site. Whereas when you go for this tower crane, this tower crane will be mounted in your work site. With that help, with the help of the tower crane, you will just lift the placed materials, that is the precast structures. You will lift it and you will place it over the structure. This is the use of tower crane and this is the use of mobile crane. Lifting tools, spreader beams. These are the spreader beams, wire ropes. These wire ropes are there. Upon every prefabricated structure, we provide some hooks, like this type of hooks are provided. It will be provided to your structure. Only then you can insert a hook into this and lift it using the crane. This type of hooks you might have seen in the cranes. Yes? Have you seen anyone?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
This you'll be seeing in the cranes. This hook you are going to insert it into this type of lifting points. This lifting points you'll be having in your structure, either your wall or your column you'll be having. You have to insert this and you are going to lift it. Lifting tools are spreader beams and the wire rope, and rigging tools are your eye bolt, slakes, hooks. These are your rigging tools. Okay, our large panel system is over. Now we'll be seeing the remaining type of classification. We already solved this type of classification, but we didn't go in detail. Now we'll be discussing in detail. This large is done. Now we are going to see about the small, medium. Small, it's nothing but for a very small member you're going to do, where you doesn't need any large equipments. Large tower cranes are not needed. Only the mobile cranes are sufficient enough to place the small units into your work site. Medium fabrication, suppose the roofing systems and the horizontal members are provided with the pre-tested elements. Those construction are known as medium fabricated. The degree of prefabricated elements are moderate. When your structure, when you are going for a medium type of construction, you are going for some G+2 or G+3, that is sufficient. For that time, we are going for medium type of prefabrication. When your structure is going to be large, which means either vertically or horizontally, in that time we are pushed to go for large type of prefabrication. In large prefabrication, most of the members like wall panels, roofs, flooring systems, beams, columns, everything are going to be prefabricated structure. Here the degree of prefabricated elements are high. Next is in cast, cast in situ or your off-site factory prefabrication. Here, one of the major factor which affects the prefabrication system is your transport. As we saw in yesterday's class, transport is a major problem, which is quite costly, and it is time consuming. You have to transport from the factory, available factory, to your work site. That is going to be a difficult process. The width of the made walls, mode of transport, vehicles are the other factors to be considered in a prefabrication. What is open system and closed system of prefabrication? In total fabrication systems, we already saw about the frames. That is our outer frames cast in a single unit, and it is erected at the site. Your entire frame structure is alone casted and it is fixed. Over that, we fix our walls. We fix our walls, beams, and the following roofs. The above levels wall you'll be fixing. This is going to be open system, which means your framed work is open. Above that, you're going to fix your panels. Closed system of fabrication, prefabrication. In this system, the whole things are casted with fittings. In this, completely your entire structure falls under the prefabrication system. Prefabricated columns, prefabricated walls, slabs, roofs, everything. Partial prefabrication system. If I'm running out of time, you kindly just remind me. Anyone can unmute and remind me. The particular, whenever I'm exceeding the time, kindly intimate me. But don't tell if you're boring. Just don't tell, ma'am, it's time up, and you shall not wind up like that. Okay. For partial prefabrication, in this method of construction, the building elements mostly horizontally, or this goes for precast erection. Since the cost of the horizontal elements, or that horizontal element falls under roofs or the floors, it take time due to the erection from the work. Once it is done, from there you are going to erect it and you are going to place it. It may be time consuming. In most of the building sites, this method is popular. Some in industrial buildings where the elements have longer spans. For the longer spans, the base alone they'll be doing in the industrial construction, industrial type of building construction. What they do is our columns, our floors, everything will be initially. Imagine this is your structure without a roof. Okay, this is your roof, and this roof alone they'll go for prefabricated structure. Remaining column and your walls, everything they'll be going for normal conventional type. This roof, it may consume time because you definitely need to prepare your shuttering, form work. You have to fix your roof, and then you have to pour your concrete. You have to give minimum of 7 to 21 days time to gain the concrete strength. For that time, if they're considering it as a time consuming, then they'll go for partial prefabrication systems. Only the ready-made roof they'll purchase and they'll fix it over the structure. This method is efficient when the elements are readily available when the building reached the roof level. The delay caused due to the erection of formwork, delay due to the removal of formwork, eliminating all those things completely. This is highly time consuming. Suitable for any type of building, provided lifting and erection equipments are available. Total prefabrication. Very high speed can be achieved by this method. Yes, if everything is ready-made, you're just going to fix your structure immediately one over the other, and it is going to be done in few days itself, not even weeks, few days itself is enough for that. This can be employed for framed type of construction or for panel type of construction. The total prefabrication can be chosen. The choice of these two depends upon the situations when the factory produced elements are transported and erected. We call it as off-site prefabrication. In this method, it is adopted where very good transportation of the products to the site. If the elements are cast near the building itself, when you're near the site itself, you are going to cast it in the types of prefabrication system. You go for this type of construction. I have a small video for you. Yes, you saw this video?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. This is how they do the type of precast type of construction in the work site. Everything is ready made. The main source for this is only your feasibility of the lift location, your crane location. Once you fix your crane in the proper axis, you should make sure that it is highly accessible to the storage unit and for the your work site. You have to just lift it and place it accordingly. You as you saw, only very few laborers were working over there. In case of conventional concrete, huge number of laborers are required. Meanwhile, there'll be so much of noise produced when you're working in the on-site. You'll have your either RMC machine going on, or you'll be having your concrete mixer machine that will be going on. Those sounds, your labor sounds will be there, but here when very less number of laborers are required, provided only skilled laborers are required in this case. Okay, we saw about the types. Shall we move to how many minutes more? 10 minutes. Okay, then we'll see about the next. Okay, we'll see about this fabrication process in tomorrow's class. If I start this now, it will be I shall pass through only 10 to 15 slides. There will not be a continuity for this fabrication process. I need to cover this fabrication process in a single complete class. So we shall continue in tomorrow's class. As of now, people, you do have any doubt?
No, ma'am.
Yes?
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
Okay. Then if you're not having any doubts, you can leave the meeting.